When half of the airlines go through to get our bucks, it's easy to forget the beauty of flying. Here's John Gross with a gentle reminder.
When I was growing up, I loved to fly balsa wood planes like this. And if you move the wing just right, you can get it to do loops. That was the extent of my piloting until I visited the PMAC Miniature Aircraft Club.
In the local area, there's about 6 airplane clubs. And the Pontiac Miniature Aircraft Club, they've been in existence since 1965 and currently have right around 57 members.
The planes are as wide-ranging as the people who fly them. And to the avid hobbyist, this is more than just a blue plane.
It's 1/3 the size of Leo Loudon-Slugger's air show aircraft. It has a 98 3/4-inch wingspan. It weighs 19.5 pounds, and it's powered by a 2.1 cubic inch Weber Bully engine. This is a giant scale aircraft, which is a large aircraft. They fly a little slower, and it's a little easier to keep in sight and to fly.
Small transmitters are usually in the control box, receivers in the planes, and you can do flips and turns and spins, you name it. Sterling Smith can do it all.
It's the thrill of knowing that you build an aircraft and it's airworthy and it'll perform maneuvers. And after years of practice, you get better and more refined, and it really gives you something to strive for.
One of the top radio-controlled pilots here is Frank Bolte, who's been flying model airplanes for 17 years.
My father got me into the hobby, and I love airplanes. I work on them for a living, full-size ones, and it's just something I really enjoy doing.
Frank has the fastest plane in the club. It can go more than 120 miles an hour.
It's a challenge. You can do a lot of different things, and if you get bored with one thing, you can move on to the next.
There's a national organization for model airplane enthusiasts with more than 4,000 members in Michigan and more than 100,000 around the country.
What can these planes do? Just your imagination is the limit. We'll drive them right to the end.
For all ages and ability levels. Scotty West is 11, and he's already been flying model airplanes for 3 years. Then there's Gene Smyers, who's 74 and still active in the sport. Ed Teal pilots planes from a wheelchair.
Well, I had my private ticket when I was 21, and I crashed one up that would put me in a wheelchair, Thanksgiving Day of 48. And I've been playing with the models even before then and ever since.
When I first started the sport, they had rubber band escapements and little tube-type receivers and all. They went to the transistors and miniaturized radios, and it is really sophisticated.
You really don't realize how good some of these guys are until you try it yourself.
Give it left. Quit now. Give it a little, just a touch. There you go.
It seems simple enough at first, but after a tailspin or two, you realize it takes some practice to even keep the plane in the air.
Hey, you done fine. You done fine. You made it.
That's scary. To see that thing go down, that's scary.
Okay, that's why you try to get an instructor to give you a hand flying it.
Flying radio-controlled planes can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be.
You can get a kit, which is a package with an airplane engine, radio, and all, for around $300 range. You can get a little cheaper if you want the real small aircraft, but around $300, they give you a package with all of the accessories and all.
Just build an airplane and come to the field and contact the instructor, and you check your airplane out, and if it's suitable for flight, you take it up and adjust it and get you right on your way.
Model airplanes, a hobby that continues to fascinate young and old. This is John Gross for Good Afternoon, Detroit.
That's
Terrific.
fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
But with if you just did something wrong, you could crash the plane.
Sure.
That's expensive.
Just like in real airplanes.
That's expensive.
That's true.
Ooh.
But they're easily repaired for the
Are
most
they?
part, yeah.